Hello, welcome back. I'm Statman Dave. Today we're taking a look at 5 players Manchester United should sign in January. This video is brought to you by Kick Coffee. If you like coffee, get in the link in the description below. Go and check out our latest blend. It's from Brazil and it is delicious. But also, remember to subscribe if you're new. Smash that like button. But anyway, let's get this party started. Right, it's time to talk transfers. First up, whilst injuries have decimated Manchester United's squad this season, providing a major reason why results and performances have been so poor, there have also been a few problems exposed by that in key positions. And one of the big places United need to recruit for is at centre-back. Lisandro Martinez is arguably the only player with a future in that position, with the likes of Victor Lindelof, Rafael Varane, Johnny Evans and Harry Maguire maybe not good enough or on the decline to take that next step. To remedy this, Manchester United should look to sign at least one, if not two, talented young defenders. The first option in this video is Ousmane Diomande. The 20-year-old is a physical unit, extremely strong. Diomande often overpowers his opponents with his frame. At times, this can make the Ivorian look a little bit clumsy, but it does see him win more than 70% of his defensive duels. Not the fastest centre-back in the world of football, but definitely not a slouch. Diomande is still more than capable of defending the space in behind in Ruben Almiron's offensive system. Diomande often has to defend the wide areas. In these positions, he uses his strength well, often getting his body in between the player and the ball as he emerges with possession. What's more is that Diomande defends the box superbly, usually staying upright and getting a foot on the ball. Meanwhile, whilst defending crosses, Diomande shows good positioning and often cuts out near post crosses with his head. Meanwhile, in possession, Ousmane Diomande is a very calm player. He generally keeps things short and simple, often looking to progress the ball to the right wing back. However, Diomande can play. In particular, he's good at picking out the channels with medium or long passes, either going over the top of the defence with a clip ball or firing in a flatter pass in between the defenders. Statistically per 90, Diomande's 7.54 passes into the final third and 5.93 progressive passes is more than any Manchester United centre-back has averaged over the last year. Ousmane Diomande is still a very raw centre-back who can improve in a lot of areas, notably his decision-making, but that's to be expected given his age. However, the fact that Diomande has competed in the Champions League and is just 20 years old says a lot about his ability. With a reported £70 million release clause, Diomande is going to be a lot cheaper than similar high-potential young centre-backs like Antonio Silva, but I think Diomande is the pick of the bunch. The second option is Jean-Claire Todibo, reportedly available for €40 million. Todibo is already impressing against elite forwards, and after 3 impressive years at Nice, looks ready for the next challenge. We recently did a video taking a look at 3 defenders who could replace Rafael Varane at Manchester United, so if you want to take a closer look, go and check that out. In short, Todibo is a very clean defender who's comfortable on the ball with a great understanding of possession football and tactics. He'd be the ideal partner for Lisandro Martinez right now, with Todibo focusing on ball retention and finding his partner whilst Martinez plays more expansively. Meanwhile, the mobility of both and the eagerness to defend the wide areas make them a great modern day pairing. Alternatively, Lisandro has struggled with a persistent foot injury since breaking a metatarsal against Sevilla last season. And without the Butcher, Manchester United's build possession game has really struggled. If this problem continues, a new left-footed centre-back should be a target after a right-sided centre-back is signed. Who better to partner Diomande than Gonçalo Ignacio, Diomande's Sporting Lisbon partner? Ignacio very much has the quality in possession of a central midfielder. With the ball, he operates like a quarterback, progressing it from deep with the expansive passing range that can see him break lines with ease, clip balls if required, fire passes into the feet of the forwards, and even split the back line with a through ball. This complete passing range, combined with his composure, all-round technical skills and ability to draw pressure before playing through, makes him a fantastic player for breaking a low block. In fact, Victor Gyökeres's 3rd ever goal for Sporting against Milanese really shows what Ignacio can do. In the move, Sporting tried to attack down the left-hand side, but there was no way through the defensive block. So they went back to Ignacio. Ignacio took a touch, waited for Santos to attack the channel before he splits both defensive lines with a superb through ball that's hit with enough power to bypass the defenders, but not too much that it goes out of play. Santos reaches the ball on the byline and picks out Gyökeres, who heads the ball home. Ranking in the top 1% of centre-backs in Portugal for through balls, progressive passes and passes into the final third, Ignacio is a real asset in possession. Defensively, he's no slouch either, as Ignacio averaged 3.3 tackles plus interceptions per 90 across his professional career, winning a respectable 68.1% of his total tackles. However, if he was to move to the Premier League, Ignacio's 51% aerial duel win rate will need to improve unless he's paired with a physically dominant right centre-back or defensive midfielder. Still just 22 years old, Gonzalo Ignacio is almost 4 years younger than Lisandro Martinez. This could see Ignacio as the long-term successor to the Butcher, or alternatively, Ignacio could play alongside the Argentine, with Martinez well suited to an inverted left-back role to create a back three in possession. I've been working on something very special for a few months now, and it's time to let you in. I love football and I love coffee, so we've brought those two things together and created Kick Coffee. I wanted to create a coffee brand that not only gives back to grassroots football, but also creates a moment of nostalgia every time you drink your morning coffee. We've all got our special moments in football. For me, Scholes versus Barcelona in 2008. An absolute banger, and that's how I like my coffee. We want to connect a special moment to you whilst you're drinking your morning brew. We've been scouting South America for the next best up-and-coming coffees, and I tell you what, we found some. We also want to make a positive change in football, so we'll be donating part of our profits from each roast to grassroots football. We want to give bibs, balls, cones, and support to clubs. The first coffee is coming soon. If you're interested, follow the link down below, drop us your email to join the club. Next up, it's pretty clear that Manchester United are in need of reinforcements in midfield. The midfield options are fairly limited with no natural number 8s in the squad. Signing a player for this position would be smart. There are a number of options on the market. Khéphren Thuram is a physical box-to-box midfielder, but maybe isn't ready for a step up to the Premier League. Youssef Fofana would be a good ball winner who would thrive in a Jose Mourinho low-block team, but I don't think he's got the ability to play at the very top when it comes to ball playing. Andre is another option who'd be a fantastic addition, but the Brazilian is a number 6 who should be signed regardless. If you want to take more of a look on Andre, we've spoken about him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,000 times, available for £20 million. It just seems like the biggest tap in European football. But anyway, in terms of number 8s, there is one player who wouldn't just make the position his own, but could be there for the next 10 years, and that is João Neves. When Enzo Fernandez made his €120 million move to Chelsea, João Neves replaced the World Cup winning midfielder without breaking stride. At 19 years old, João Neves is already a very complete midfielder, capable of operating in a box-to-box role, as a mobile ball winner, as well as a more static deep-line playmaker. This flexibility was really on show in Benfica's 3-1 win away at RB Salzburg, where Neves started as an all-action number 8 before dropping into a playmaking number 6 role and taking control of the match. In this game, Neves completed 86% of his passes, completed 5 out of his 6 dribbles, won 4 out of 5 of his tackles, made 3 interceptions and won a whopping 67% of his aerial duels. He also played 2 pre-assist passes, with the pick of the 2 coming in Benfica's 3rd goal of the game. The 19-year-old takes 1 touch and clips an inch-perfect pass over the top to the right back, who plays the ball across for Arthur Cabral to score. As well as a great ability on the ball, Neves is also a tenacious ball winner who gets about the pitch. Per 90 is 4.5 tackles per interceptions and 7.79 ball recoveries is more than any Man United player has managed this season. The quality of João Neves is ridiculous. The term generational talent gets bandied around a lot these days, but I genuinely believe Neves is Portugal's next great midfielder. In fact, in his debut Champions League campaign amongst midfielders, Neves ranked 1st for tackles plus interceptions, 1st for dribbles completed, 2nd for ball recoveries and 5th for passes into the final third, which is is simply outrageous and should tell you a lot about the ability of a 19-year-old. Whilst his £100 million release clause is a lot, especially when United lacking a little bit of cash, once Ineos complete their minority takeover, more funds could be available to the club. And what's more is the signing of Neves is very much in the Ineos model of investing heavily in youth and building for the future with the best and biggest talents. Next up, Manchester United need quality on the right-hand side of their attack, and I think Jeremy Fring Pong would be a fantastic signing. The Dutchman has thrived in a wing-back role at Bayer Leverkusen, but in possession, he holds down the right flank on his own, so a natural wing role would really suit him. What's more is Fring Pong has played in a back four as a fullback, so could definitely be an option if he were signed. Regardless, Fring Pong will provide natural width to Manchester United's right-hand side. An extremely quick and dynamic player, Fring Pong uses advantage and he usually will dribble on the outside of opponents before sending crosses in. This would benefit Rasmus Højlund, who's been starved of consistent chances in his United career so far. With more wingers like Fring Pong who will look to create for the striker, Højlund will just score more goals. Unsurprisingly, no fullback or wingback across Europe's top 5 leagues has created more chances from open play this season than Jeremy Fring Pong. The Dutch international is so dangerous from open play because in possession he's very tactically disciplined and will hold the extreme width of an attack. Combine this positioning with his blistering speed and Fring Pong often finds himself in 1v1 situations with an opponent and acres of space ahead. A common sight is to see Fring Pong stop the ball, stopping his opponent, but then bursting past him with extreme acceleration as he knocks the ball past him and runs onto it. Very similar to how Jeremy Doku dribbles. Like with Doku, Fring Pong ranks in the top percentiles in his position for successful dribbles and carries into the penalty area. What's more is that when he holds the extreme width, Fring Pong is keen to run in behind and test the backline. The sheer directness and effectiveness of Jeremy Fring Pong has seen the right wing-back directly involved in 20 goals in 2023, which is the most of any defender across Europe's top 5 leagues. Signing Fring Pong would add a much-needed directness to United's attack on the right. What's more is that his speed could be used to help improve United's pressing game, as Fring Pong covers ground extremely well, which allows the Dutchman to cover the common out ball Manchester United come up against, passes wide to the fullback. From right wing or right wing back, Fring Pong could step up and put real pressure on the opponent receiving, potentially turning the ball over, and United can improve their press. And finally, Manchester United need another striker to support Rasmus Højlund. In the summer, it was clear United needed at least 2 centre forwards to provide cover for injuries and rotation. Ideally, a seasoned pro with a younger understudy. Instead, United just decided to sign the young understudy in Højlund and expect him to lead the line on his own at 20 years old in the toughest league in the world. Don't get me wrong, Højlund will be a success, but for now he could do with help in that department. Enter Grassi. The Stuttgart striker is in the form of his life. Whilst he's found the spotlight this season thanks to his 11 goals in the opening 5 matches of the Bundesliga, he's been a decent goal scorer for his entire career. A tall and physical centre forward, Grassi is a handful for opposition defences. He's technically decent without being outstanding, but he's got good attacking instincts, not to mention excellent movement. He receives well when he's got his back to goal, and if he's got space, he can quickly spin and play forward. Meanwhile, in the final third, Grassi likes to use blindside runs to get in behind defences. In the high-pressing Bundesliga, this creates a lot of 1v1s for the Stuttgart man. Meanwhile, he's shown that he can finish, averaging a 30% conversion rate over his past 2 seasons, and this has shot up to 35.6% this season. But for a striker who's in such good goal scoring form, Grassi also is happy to create for his teammates. Not a creative force like Harry Kane, Grassi will instead use his intelligent layoffs to create for his teammates. His 2.05 chances created per 90 actually ranks him 6th in the Bundesliga, whilst amongst United players, only Bruno Fernandes has created more than the Stuttgart striker. For United, Grassi should have no problem adapting to the Premier League. Not a player who relies totally on his physicality, Grassi shouldn't flounder if he can't adapt to life in the Premier League. The only problem with signing a goal scorer on a hot streak like Grassi is if he doesn't score early and falls out of form, the quality of the Premier League can make it very difficult for him to rediscover that goal-scoring touch. Much like we saw with Kai Havertz, Timo Werner and Wout Weghorst when they made the switch from Germany to England. But if Grassi can score early, his confident finishing could deliver so many goals and his form would carry over. With a reported €17.5 million release clause, Grassi is a player that actually is available to Manchester United in January. Long term, I'd expect he would be second choice, but right now, the form of the Stuttgart man could kickstart United's attack. But anyway guys, what do you think? Who should Manchester United sign? And who have we not mentioned? Get in the comments below. Check out our new roast at Kick Coffee in the link in the description below. I've been Statman Dave. See you later. Goodbye. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, why not check out some more content on the Statman Dave YouTube channel?